Welcome.
After meeting with China's president to move past years of tension, Mark Carney announcing a breakthrough.
Today, Canada and China have reached a preliminary but landmark trade agreement to remove trade barriers and reduce tariffs.
The Prime Minister telling business leaders it's the start of a new era with Beijing.
Canada now has set the goal of doubling our exports to China by the end of this decade.
I am heartened by the progress.
Chinese President Xi Jinping says there's been a turnaround in relations. Carney says China is agreeing to drop tariffs on Canadian canola meal, lobster, crab, and peas, and lowering tariffs hitting Canadian canola seed to about 15% by March.
This change represents a significant drop from the current combined tariff levels of 84%.
But no movement on pork or canola oil. In return, Carney agreeing to diverge from the United States, slashing a 100% tariff on up to 49,000 Chinese electric vehicles entering Canada. A move that could upset Ontario's hard-hit auto sector. After this tariff deal, Carney asked if he now sees China as a more predictable partner than the United States.
Yes, in terms of the way that our relationship has progressed in recent months with China, it is more predictable, and you see results coming from that.
Less than a year ago, Carney called China the biggest threat to Canada's security. Now he says Canada faces many threats in the world, but it's his job to manage them. The Prime Minister also says that he stands up for human rights, but the government takes the world as it is, not how it wishes it could be. Ashley Burke, CBC News, Beijing.
Kate McKenna now on the reaction to this deal, which may increase trade, but comes with trade-offs and risks.
It's a truce in Beijing and Ottawa's trade war, sparking relief in some parts of Canada, anxiety in others.
It's very, very good news. It's good news for my farm. It's good news for canola farmers across Canada.
We're in the fight of our lives here. The reality is this industry is the foundation of advanced manufacturing in Canada. It is critically important that we protect it.
Canada's auto sector is already facing existential threats from Donald Trump, now allowing China to export some EVs into Canada has industry and Ontario's premier furious.
This is going to be terrible for not only just all the people of Ontario, but especially the auto manufacturers, the supply chain.
Canada's new era of cooperation with China comes with political risk both at home and abroad.
We take the world as it is, not as we wish it to be.
I think in the long run, they're not going to like having made that deal.
This move pushing Canada farther from the United States. The tariffs on Chinese EVs were put in place to match the Americans.
There's a reason why we don't sell a lot of Chinese cars in the United States. It's because we have tariffs to protect American auto workers and Americans from those vehicles.
But the U.S. president himself didn't seem to care.
And it's a good thing for him to sign a trade deal. If you can get a deal with China, you should do that.
This is Carney's most significant trade breakthrough after months of failing to get a deal with the United States.
Both the United States and China have weaponized trade. China was the first to weaponize trade against Canada. And so I don't think we should go from the arms of one trading partner that has been problematic straight into the arms of a second one.
With this deal, Mark Carney is trying to balance a lot of competing interests, industries, regions, national security, and U.S. relations. It's a political tightrope, and it may be inevitable that there are winners and there are losers.
And Kate, we know that federal officials briefed the premiers today. How did that go?
Yeah, among other things, they told the premiers that they intend to address broader support for the auto industry in response to what's happening in the U.S. That's set to happen over the next few weeks. But sources say premiers did express concerns, especially Doug Ford.
Thanks for this. Kate McKenna in Ottawa. The biggest shift that consumers may notice is the arrival of more Chinese electric vehicles to Canadian showrooms. Nisha Patel now on the potential impact for the industry and consumers.
Canada's deal with China could shake up this country's auto sector and the companies that already do business here.
This issue is just it's not helped the industry out. It's actually complicated it even further by adding one more piece of uncertainty into an already uncertain environment.
Ottawa will allow annual imports of 49,000 Chinese-made electric vehicles at a low tariff rate. While that's less than 3% of all new vehicles sold, it makes up almost 19% of the market for new zero-emission vehicles.
Every single sale counts. It's much better to get that sale from a company that's manufacturing here, that's buying supplies here, and employing Canadians here.
The Prime Minister said he expects the agreement to drive new Chinese investments in Canada over the next 3 years, though he provided few details.
What does that manufacturing footprint look like is a huge question. What is the guarantee in terms of jobs and how many people will actually work in a Chinese EV factory in Ontario if we get to that point?
For Chinese brands like BYD, it's an opportunity to break into the Canadian market. The company is growing fast in Latin America, Australia, and the UK, helped by low labor costs and huge government support. Last year, BYD sold the most EVs in the world.
It's more choice for the consumer. It's newer tech, interesting tech, and of course lower prices. That's a big thing for consumers.
That fresh competition could kickstart sales in Canada's sluggish EV market. Chinese-made EVs could ring up at less than $35,000 each, putting pressure on players like Tesla to offer more affordable options.
It's not clear when Chinese EVs like BYD's might be available here. Automakers could ramp up production and ship models quickly, but they'll still need certification to meet Canadian safety standards. Nisha Patel, CBC News, Toronto.